Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the Taj Mahal. We're going to discuss briefly who built it, why it was built, and what this tells us about the power that the Mughals had back in the 16th and 17th century. So the Taj Mahal, what it is simply is that it's an enormous mausoleum that was built for Arjumand Banu Begum, better known as Mumtaz Mahal. And we're going to discuss who she was and why it was built specifically for her in the next slide. So the Mughal emperor at the time, Shah Jahan, commissioned this Taj Mahal to be built for his late wife. He had 9 wives in his life, and Mumtaz, the third wife, was his favorite. She's the only one that got such an elaborate mausoleum built for her after she passed away. They were married in 1612, and unfortunately she passed away while delivering the couple's 14th child. So as you can imagine, construction back in the 1600s wasn't easy, especially for such a grand, giant building to be built. So its construction started in 1632 AD, and it lasted over 20 years. They didn't have the same materials or equipment that we have in these days, so they had to use what they were given. There were up to 20,000 workers on site, and most were recruited from northern India. Over 1,000 elephants and oxen were brought in, and a 9-mile earth ramp had to be built specifically for the transportation of heavy materials, such as the marble that they used for this building. And then they also had to specifically design carts to be pulled by 20 oxen at the same time to move such heavy materials up that ramp. The Taj Mahal has so many intricate details, which also added to the time of construction being completed. So it was built with only the finest materials. The mausoleum was constructed with white marble and inlaid with precious jewels such as emeralds, amethysts, rubies, and things along those lines. The construction of the mausoleum complex is believed to have cost over $827 million, adjusted to US dollars in 2015. That's an insane amount of money for one building. And then there's this really neat legend that states that there was another Taj Mahal that was supposed to be built on the other side of the river. It was supposed to be built in black, and that was going to be for Shah. And then once the two buildings were completed, they were to be connected by a bridge. Obviously, this didn't happen. It would have been a lot more time, a lot more manpower, and a lot more money. So instead, he was buried next to his wife Mumtaz in the first Taj Mahal. As you can see in this picture, that's a huge landscape that's going on there, and it said that overall the compound is 2,919,217 square feet, and then the mausoleum itself up here is 35,167 square feet. It's located in Agra, India, which is in the 17th century. It had numerous Mughal gardens and the Yamuna River. So as you can tell, there is a lot that went into building the Taj Mahal, and it must have meant something for Shah to build this for his third wife. But what does it show for the empire as a whole? As you can see up here on the picture, in the 16th century, the beginning, the Mughal Empire stretched all the way north to Afghanistan, so it's a huge region. And then about 100 years later, it extended down almost all the way down to the southern tip of India. So just this massive amount alone shows the power that India has. The Mughal dynasty ruled most of northern India from the early 16th century to the mid-18th century. The cost and manpower it took for the Taj Mahal to be built shows the wealth that the country had. If they could spend this on a mausoleum, what could they have done with that money to be spent anywhere else, or any other money that they might have extra to be spent anywhere else? And when Shah Jahan became emperor, the empire was large and wealthy enough to be considered one of the greatest empires in the world at the time. And lastly, the Mughals had built many impressive structures, and the Taj Mahal is no exception. In fact, it is probably the greatest structure to have been built in their time. So thanks so much, guys.